What is going on YouTube? Hayden back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we are going to be looking at XRP, Ethereum, Bitcoin, XLM, sort of Chainlink, as well as the S&P 500. On that topic, we do a different cryptocurrency here on the channel every single week with your guys' help. And on that note, we are still doing our crypto coin display giveaway. As you guys know, we are doing the drawing on Saturday, which means you have a few days left to comment down below your favorite cryptocurrency, as well as that you've subscribed to the channel. If you comment those two things down below, you have the opportunity and the chance to win one of these $130 giveaways for free. All you have to do is comment those two things. I am checking to make sure you're subscribed. If you're not, you will not win one of these, but that's it. It's completely free. We've already given away 3 of these so far, so definitely make sure you're the 4th person to win one. Send me your reactions too if you have received it. Otherwise, more importantly, what we're going to be looking at in today's episode, I actually want to talk about a few things. As you guys know, we saw a major correction in price. Most people probably weren't expecting it. I wasn't expecting the amount of volume that would push us back down to bottom support. Now, I really wasn't too worried about this dump. It happened much quicker and much more aggressive than anyone across the board probably had anticipated, but we do know that there was supports that, didn't hold, and when we do break through those supports, it usually ends up reversing our prices back down to the downside. We did see that big, massive bearish divergence on Bitcoin, which was hinting that the market was exhausted and that we needed to pull back down, and so on and so forth. So if you guys are interested and are curious and are wondering, where is cryptocurrency going to be moving to in the next couple of days, I might have some answers for you, because this drop may not have been as bad as some of you may have anticipated. We actually look pretty good if you ask me, and I've actually put in a few trades now that, are probably going to pay off in the next few weeks. So if you, on that note, if you guys are new to the channel, definitely make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up, as this does help support the YouTube algorithm. Remember to follow us over on Discord, as we have over 1,200 members in our community, completely free to sign up. It's a great way to talk to me outside of YouTube, as well as just get to have a great conversation with some of your favorite Crypto TV community members. Otherwise, let's jump into today's episode. All right, so where do we start today's episode? Very, very important question. When we look at the top 10 cryptocurrencies, we're still kind of just floating sideways. We haven't really seen that ripple effect that I've been talking about in the past, or that basketball theory where the second you slam a basketball to the ground, it kind of ripples off and we have smaller movements to the downside, but we haven't necessarily seen the way back up yet. We've slammed it to the ground, we fell, but we have yet to see the reversal back up. And that's kind of what I wanted to talk about with you guys here. Now, there's still some very interesting things. The prices look pretty insane, actually. We have XRP actually above Doge, when Doge used to be number 4. We have Binance Coin up. Markets are pretty much just consolidating now for the most part. And we have some pretty okay, days right now. We're not really seeing anything in particular that's like, oh, really eye-catchy. We're not seeing any pumps. A lot of red the past couple of days. I think everybody's really just trying to absorb what happened in this market and really figure out what the next game plan is. So I told you guys my story already about Chainlink, how I was buying in to convert out of US dollar or into US dollar, and I just forgot about it, and now I'm actually stuck within Link. So I do think that even though I'm in Link, that there's a big chance we're probably going to see at least movements back up inside support levels right here on Chainlink, and I'm really not too worried about that. Yes, the immediate reversal that happened overnight, how ironic, but that kind of set us down about 30%. We saw what could have been 8 grand, now like 5,500 bucks, and there's really I'm not really worried about it for the most part, because I do believe that when whales short the market, or we see this major dump, it's merely just an outlier in the way the market moves, and we should ultimately come back to the upside. And I do have a few things that I would like to show you with that as we move on into today's episode. So as you guys can see, I do have XRP pulled up right here, and I know what you guys are probably thinking. Like, this was a major whale movement. We saw a ton of people short the market. We had a lot of people get scared and leave, which is fairly true. I mean, most people probably did leave the market, especially all the newcomers, the people on Robinhood, the people that really shouldn't be in cryptocurrency in the first place. And this move probably just got everyone out, or a lot of people that really just shouldn't have been in the market out of the market. This was probably enough of a jump and enough of a scare for people to be like, oh crap, I probably shouldn't be playing around in here. And that pretty much, executed and removed those people outside of the market. So right now what we're left with is probably people like us here still waiting for the opportunity to see the markets kind of reverse back upwards. And we really don't look too bad currently. And what I want to talk about is basically XRP's movement right here, what I can anticipate moving forward. So honestly, if you really take a look at the way XRP is trading, I personally don't see it being that bad. Yes, I understand we did break, below this uptrend here, this small uptrend we've been trying to use. We've been using this this top resistance, as a means of as a buying opportunity. We've discussed very, very much so that if we were to break below or above this resistance at $1.62, as it is a massive resistance on the coin, we would buy in long and swing it to the upside. We did not do so. We reversed downwards. We were using this as bottom support. And if we were to just consolidate here, break lower, we would short it to the downside. We did not anticipate it to go from immediately $1.62 to bottom, support right here to the moving average. That was very rapid and very quick. What I do want to talk about is usually what I've seen in XRP and a lot of cryptocurrencies over the past 4 years is when we come back down to retest bottom support levels on the moving average, it usually doesn't last that long. What I mean by that is if we've had multiple retests on the moving average, if prices, came back down and we've kind of just been playing around here, we can tend to break through it and correct lower. But usually on a first retest, it usually reverses right back up on there. It uses a pretty good support level. As you guys can see, the first time we broke through here, we came back down and we exploded back upwards. It's usually how it tends to form. That's what I've noticed for the most part. So the fact is we're using it as a means of support currently. Prices are holding itself above this support level. Not only that, we had our bottom support at $1 even. Now, we did see us wick below here, and a lot of the cryptocurrencies saw us wick below, but it's really nothing to worry about. That's just, extreme volume moving us in, and then markets tend to kind of just balance itself out as, time moves on. Oops, I just hit that. But I'm not really too worried about that. Usually after we retest a moving average here, it almost looks like a healthy correction for the most part. It was a lot of volume all at once, but it does look like a healthy correction. There still is this downtrend that's probably looming over crypto right now, over XRP, and we're probably not going to get close to that. I want to delete some of these things here and kind of free us up so we can see kind of a better support and resistance level for this coin. I'm going to even delete these bottom ones right here, and we'll add them on as we get closer. But you can see right now we are using this moving average right now as a means of support, and prices are regaining its strength. It didn't shoot us into, oversold or anything like that. We did see, us, become overextended on the MACD right here, but prices honestly look like they're going to be recovered on here. And short term, it looks like we might be able to break through this resistance at $1.28. Hopefully break through here and come back up to retest $1.61. It's very possible, but as we know, there are some extremely strong resistances that we would have to break through before we even attempt to do so. But right now, we had to rechange our positions. This would be a good point to pretty much buy into, with a support being right here, and then, stop loss probably right below our moving averages right here. But I do think for the most part, coins are going to start to reverse back upwards. Now, XRP does look to be slightly more difficult to read compared to some other cryptocurrencies that I want to talk about in a minute, but this still does hold opportunity to reverse upwards. There is still resistances though that we have to worry about, but for the most part, I do believe markets are going to reverse back up. I think this was an extreme outlier and markets are going to move back to where they are, and we should be able to climb back inside, at least inside this moving average here. What I would like to see happen is price breakthrough here, we close support, and we just trend on the up on the sideways channel here enough for us to get outside of this downtrend, and then we can start to play around with that. But I don't think this is it. I don't think markets are now just going to plummet to the downside, but I do think we have started to now fully enter a bear market. So short term, yeah, I do think we might be able to get through here. and then maybe we'll retest here and then, reverse lower at some point and maybe start to form some sort of, lower high formation. But for right now, which we are forming lower high formations over and over again, I do believe we are probably going to see that ripple effect and push us back up on XRP. Now, other cryptocurrencies you can see, like Ethereum, has already seen a small recovery of that ripple effect that I've referred to. I just want to pull up a price range right here. You can see from bottom to top, the price has shot up about 55%. That's still a pretty major recovery. Not only that, we've been talking about that this was some sort of, descending triangle right here, pushing ourselves back down, eventually probably going to break through support level, which we had drawn at $3,550. That would reverse us back down to what I thought would be somewhere in between these support levels. Top support right here at about, $2,900. We had $2,700, and then the moving average. And as you can see clearly, we broke through all of these. This was just extreme overbought, extreme hype and overhype into the market, and this is not a sustainable thing within crypto. I've talked about this for a very long time, and I'm happy that I've warned a lot of people about this too, not only you guys on YouTube, but my friends as well. Now, I'm no financial advisor, but I just like to, when people ask questions, I like to answer them how I would, or I just give you my advice as to why I'm not doing the things that I'm doing. So personally, when I saw Ethereum trading an overbought, it doesn't make sense to buy into an overbought coin. Why would you buy into an overbought coin when there's so many coins that are oversold that probably have a better chance of moving back up? Now, what I noticed is that because we were at the top, this pretty much shows that if at any point you bought into XRP between $2,000, or no, let's start it right here, between $2,700 and $4,400, which I'm sure thousands of people have bought in between here, would be at this point down money or breaking even. If you bought in anywhere higher than about I'd say 2,700 right now, if you bought at 3,200, you'd be down money, and you wouldn't have thought that because you experienced a bull run for another week, and then the immediate reversal just crashed your portfolio. So I just thought this was too risky. It was trading outside of what could have been a more slow and supportive ascending fractal that would have allowed us to pump higher. But if anything, coins have pretty much just pulled back down to their moving average. So I'm really not worried in that sense. If anything, this was a healthy correction that should allow the markets to regain support and trend higher. Now, whether or not this is going to eventually form some sort of a descending fractal, which I'll talk about in a second, or downtrend, is really here to say. I'm not sure just yet because we don't have enough volume and enough movement and enough price action to figure that. But I do want to show you guys a few things here. So with Bitcoin, for example, if we scroll back down to 2017, which should be right here, bingo, I want to show you guys what usually tends to happen, or this is what happened in 2017, and maybe not many people on YouTube are talking about this, but I can actually remember every price point we've been in where we've actually saw this. Back here in 2018, I was in the gym watching my portfolio. Prices were trading a little bit higher, 15,700. And I looked at my phone and I watched Bitcoin fall to, 13,000, fall to 11,000, fall all the way down to $10,000 from 15K in a mere matter of moments. And it shocked the hell out of me and all my friends that were involved in cryptocurrency at this time period. But notice what happens after that. It usually is just a flash whale, correction that reverses immediately right back up to form wherever it's naturally going to be moving to. At some point, we do see supportive movements to the upside, but look at the longevity of it. And in the long-term, review of this, it was in a downtrend. Notice this. It was in some way or another a correction to a downside that just kept, battling its moving average here, eventually breaking bearish and falling even lower. Now, yes, there's still probably a possibility of prices moving back up where we can capitalize on some sort of swing. I'm not too worried about short-term traders scalping the market and stuff like that. I'm talking about people that have positions in Bitcoin or cryptocurrency that maybe just want to get out on a high. We're looking for some sort of reversal like this, where there could be even this, for example, that reversed this all the way back down. We trade sideways. We shot back up at some point to pretty much where we started from. That's kind of what we're waiting for right now. But at some point, prices are starting to form lower highs, and we do tend to pull back downwards. So I just want you guys to be mindful of these movements because they do happen. And this would take a very long time to figure out before we see that major dumpage, which was right here from 6,600 all the way to 3 grand in 2018, if not into 2019. So just 2 years ago, Bitcoin was 3 grand. Pretty insane. So right now, prices are below its moving average. You can see we're still trading above. This is still a bull market. We're still above movement here. But you can see we did reverse lower. We pulled back down below the moving average. That's not necessarily a good thing. I would like to see, and I do believe that at some point, prices of Bitcoin are probably going to be pulling back up short term to about $49,000 and seeing that big retest that pretty much Bitcoin needs, and hopefully we can break through it and start trending above here. My only, unfortunate thoughts in this, being that this is fairly negative, is, or spreading FUD, however you want to call it, is like I said, there is still a big freaking bearish divergence forming here. You can still see how this price tends to move, and it hasn't changed. You can see we just retested the top resistance and we corrected. And we're probably going to swing back up and retest it again. And that's why I'm not really too worried. So whether or not you want to buy back in a short term is up to you. I do believe XRP or Bitcoin is going to come back up to about $49,000. So that's about a $9,000 move within the next couple of days. The reason I'm saying that is look at this this movement here. Yes, it is a lower high formation, but at some point, every single time we retest the top resistance here, which was literally right before we corrected bearish, the second we retested top resistance right here, prices tanked and we reversed lower. We're now trading it oversold, which is a good sign in the daily charts of Bitcoin. This should ultimately allow us to recover and pull back up to retest A, 49,000, or B, somewhere around $52,000, anywhere where we're retesting this downtrend right here on the moving average. But I've been saying it for a very long time. I've been staying away from Bitcoin and most of these cryptocurrencies because it's been a harder trade, but this reflects the entire market. This is where most of the market cap falls into, which was at the time like either 500 bill, between 500 bill and $1 trillion. And ultimately, when Bitcoin moves, the rest of the cryptos are going to do so in some shape or another. So the bearish divergence was here. This was a clear and beautiful path to downtrend and reversal. Big drop. I was not anticipating it to be that aggressive, but it did happen. And we're now trading oversold. So I do believe markets are probably going to recover back up to 49,000 within the next couple of days. I'm not really too worried about this. Don't sell in a bear market. It is just plain stupid. That's my opinion. I'm not going to be selling in a bear market. It does not make sense. I'll wait for my coins to recover a little bit. And on that note, a lot of other cryptocurrencies look promising too. They look good too, as you can clearly see with XLM. If anything, this is what I've been waiting for to buy into XLM. I've been talking about this for a long time. Since reviewing XLM since Monday, we've talked in detail that I am not touching XLM if it is trading inside its, ascending fractal here. Clear as day, I've said this over and over again. I will not trade it if we're trading in here because there's too much risk for coins to swing back up to resistance or back down to support. Too difficult. What I did say, though, is I will be buying in on retest of top resistance or retest of bottom support. Well, what are we doing right now? Again, this is mere my opinion on the market and what I view this market as and how I am going to react to it. But notice, every time I've seen us retest bottom support, big rally up. We test bottom support, big rally up. Test bottom support, big rally up. Test bottom support again. What is probably going to happen? Rally back up. That's where my opinion is. Vice versa, we've hit resistance here. Reverse lower, hit resistance here. Reverse lower, hit resistance, reverse lower, hit resistance, reverse lower, hit resistance, reverse lower. So the fact is, which I expected and I anticipated, that this massive dumpage that happened on XLM and the rest of the markets would probably not close below this uptrend. This is a very strong and aggressive uptrend on Stellar. Now, the fact is we did not break through here. We saw a major wick as anticipated to whatever support we wanted to retest, but we closed literally on the moving average, which is exactly where the prices have closed for literally since the beginning of January, since starting this ascending fractal. So I'm not worried about XLM. I mean, if I take a loss, it was a very well-advised, educated loss that happened, and it was an unlucky loss. But I do believe for XLM, and most of these markets are probably going to see a recovery. Whether that's all the way back up to all-time highs, hard to say, but I do believe we're going to see that movement, and as we start to reverse or move back upwards, we'll be able to set stop losses on the way to cover ourselves in case markets decide to reverse back down. That's pretty much where my head's at. S&P 500, pretty insane how we saw the big dumpage on cryptocurrency yesterday, the day before, and the S&P 500 followed, right with it. As expected, it was trending at overbought. We were teeter-tottering on that on the daily, but we are starting to reverse lower, which is good. We went all the way down to 39, which is healthy. Hopefully we can consolidate out and then tend to move back up and just blast through all-time highs. But we'll see how that market goes. We do look okay, though. We look a lot better. Otherwise, same thing applied to Chainlink. This is a very similar pattern to XLM. I want you guys to kind of just notice this. Link, I'll pull this up. So this is Stellar, Link. I'll move this down. Maybe you'll see it if I flash through. Stellar, Link, Stellar, Link, Stellar, and then Link. So we still have that same kind of pattern. The only thing is, which was unfortunate, is Link decided to kind of close below moving average here, which was not something I had anticipated. I'm just going to hope it's an outlier. I don't know for sure, but I'm really and hopefully waiting for the prices to get back freaking inside its support, which is clear as day right here. That was a terrible line. This moving average. Hopefully we can break through here again and then trend upwards. Regardless, makes more sense to buy in at the bottom here than when we were at the top, which was overbought. So that's really my 2 cents with all of this. Otherwise, if you are new to the channel, definitely make sure to subscribe. Turn on post notifications. Make sure to enter the giveaway by commenting subscribed in your favorite crypto. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Peace.